Hello all sentient beings and welcome to the TransMissions podcast where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party
Transformers!
On this episode of TransMissions, we're joined by special guest Nicole as we take a look at all the reveals from the Tokyo Toy Show. We have official images of Transformers Legends Sixshot, Broadside, Misfire, and Doublecross. Plus, Takara unveils its newest Masterpiece figure, Sunstreaker. We have all of this, and even some Repro Labels news on this episode of TransMissions.
TransMissions wouldn't be what it is today without the awesome support of our listeners. If you'd like to support our shows and enjoy the exclusive benefits that our donors get, please visit transmissionspodcast.com/support.
Welcome to TransMissions, the podcast that hopes the future is not fixed. I'm your host, Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent TransMissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
How you doing?
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Hey, what's happening? Let's talk Transformers.
All right, and you may have noticed that I didn't say Yoshi because he unfortunately couldn't make it.
He is gone forever.
He's gone forever this week. But we don't want you to feel like there's something missing, so we brought in our top replacement, veteran podcaster, Nicole.
I don't think I'm your top, but I'll do my best.
When Charles looks for top men, he gets a woman.
Yeah. Should I do my Yoshi? Yo, I can't do it.
It's been a little while since we talked to you.
I know it's been way too long. I think I destroyed you guys the one time, and you guys are kind of weary. It wasn't my fault. That was John Paul's fault.
He's a bastard.
We did have to agree that we weren't going to have you both back at the same time.
That's probably for the best.
It is now written.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Do not combine these two elements.
Especially since, we have Mike editing the show now. He might just throw his hands up and be like, screw you guys.
Hey, if you ever want to see Mike's ears bleed, there's a challenge. What is happening? None of this makes sense. Me and John Paul start talking our own language.
So Nicole, I think we've picked up a few listeners since the last time you were on. So maybe you can tell everyone about yourself. So, you've got a long history with Transformers podcast. So let us know what you've been doing.
Who am I? I'm a Sagittarius. I was born many moons ago. I've been involved with Transformers podcasting for about 10 years now. Isn't that crazy? Oh my gosh, I'm old.
You're the veteran.
Yeah, so I started off back in the day with TF Wire, way back when. I did some stuff with Radio Free Cybertron. I've done Transformers Anonymous. I'm involved with Moonbase 2 a lot and the Underbase. We'll hopefully bring back the Underbase. We're hoping it'll come back once.
Breaking news.
Well, I don't know. We've talked about it. Amy has to get her little one a little bit raised. So, Amy has a little one still. So, we've talked about it. So, we're hoping it will come back one of these days. So, yeah, it's a comic book reviews that review Transformers comics. So, hopefully one day. Yeah. So, and I've been involved with the Transformers community for a long time. So if you guys know who Hailstorm is, that's me. I'm Hailstorm on all the forums. I don't know. What else do you want to know about me?
No, that's great. That's great. The Underbase was my introduction to Transformers podcast. So that it was great listening to you. And then when we started a podcast and we were able to have you on, it was like, meeting one of my heroes. So that was great. So,
and the Underbase was how Charles and I connected.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Amy got us together.
Oh, now that's just a match made in heaven. When's the wedding? Oh, Amy will be so happy to hear that. Yeah, the Underbase was a great show, and I hope one day we'll be back.
We'll be looking for the triumphant return as soon as that happens.
Well, I guess we got to do it now, Amy. Yeah, we got to do something now.
All right, well let's move on with the show. We always start off with donations, and we have to thank a brand new Patreon subscriber this month, and that is Warriors, War, and Weed.
Wow.
Thank you for your generous contribution on our Patreon.
What was that now?
Warriors,
what did we just endorse?
War, and Weed.
Yeah.
All right.
That guy knows how to have a good time.
Well, it seems like it'd be counterintuitive. You'd think that the weed would kind of make you too mellow.
That's how you celebrate the big victory. You know, everyone's got to settle down.
Well, thank you for putting away a bit of your weed money and giving it to us. We appreciate it. Now, as always, let's start off the show with some toy news. And Daryl, your name is synonymous with toys, so start us off. What do you got?
Yes, when people say toys, they remember me. That's first. There was a big toy show this past week in Tokyo. The Tokyo Toy Show, for that matter. That's the name of it. They revealed some pretty cool stuff. I'm going to get to the big reveals at the end, but I wanted to whip through the kind of expected reveals that they had. So they have some Titan Masters, some Deluxes, Voyagers, Leaders. We got a couple new Titan Masters for the Japanese or Asian market, and they're looking at Minerva and Cab. I don't know who Cab is off the top of my head. Minerva is a famous name in Japanese
Is it Master
comic
Force?
lore. Yeah, that's
It was some of the. Well, she started, I think, in the Japanese series that followed G1 on TV.
yeah, but it's pretty big.
She was the original Nightbeat, so Nightbeat was repaint of Minerva.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see a Minerva. The pictures that follow the link are from TFW. The Titan Masters that I'm talking about here still appear to be in prototype stage, but that's still pretty cool. I'm not, like I said, I'm not at all sure who Cab is, but it's cool. Minerva, yeah. They are literally just Titan Masters, excuse me, that you can just buy and make any figure, whoever. It doesn't appear that they have any kind of like partner vehicle or anything like that, but maybe they'll be partnered up with one of these deluxes that are coming out. So Legends Doublecross and Legends Misfire are also on the docket here. They appear to be looking very similar to what the North American releases are going to look like. Obviously, the Takara paint jobs are known, but these guys are getting what looks like Titan or Target Masters. So Misfire was a Target Master and is definitely getting one here. Doublecross was not, and looks like it's getting one here as for the Japanese release.
So Cab was the headmaster for Hosehead in the Japanese continuity.
Cool. I should have known that. I have a Hosehead.
He was only in he's called Cab in the Japanese version. Let's see, what was he in the?
What was he called in the North American version?
He was Lug in the American. He was in the American release of Hosehead. The partner was Lug.
Right.
In the Japanese version, he was Cab.
Right. So there is a reason why I don't know it. I shouldn't have known it.
Because you don't follow Japanese continuity.
No, I don't.
I would love to, but I don't know Japanese. So.
The Voyager that they've got is Broadside mold, which is extremely plentiful over here in Ontario right now. So if you're looking for one, let me know. But they've Takara upped the paint job on this guy, and he looks pretty cool. Definitely darker than the North American version.
And he's holding Repugnus as a gun.
I know.
Yes, he is. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I don't know whether they put him with that. I don't think the Voyagers come with, partner guns kind of thing.
I heard on another show they're thinking that Takara's packing them together because Broadside's been such a shelf warmer over here.
Really? Okay, that's interesting. On to the leaders. There's 4 that they're showing off here. Now, only 2 of them are Titan's Return or Legends. So they've got Sixshot and God Jinrai with God Bomber. Now, Sixshot, there's an interesting thing about Sixshot. He appears to have a new head, which is cool. There was a lot of complaints about the North American release because the helmet seemed to come down over top of the eyes and looked dumb. So they seem to have remedied that here. I like the new head. It looks pretty cool.
Oh, my Quick Switch has the same problem. I didn't realize that was in the Sixshot as well.
Yeah, that's what you get when they just copy over the mold. The other one though is the God Jinrai with the God Bomber. Now, the picture of it that they have in here in the article is terrible, but that's it. I can't really tell because we don't have a North American version right now, right? So this really is the one that everyone's been able to get. It's not like it's new. So, and on a side tangent, this figure, God Bomber, has been released now, and people have started to get it. And we were talking about it last show. It seems like there are people out there starting to fix the combination. I still haven't gotten one, so I haven't had a chance to take a look at it. But yeah, if you've gotten yours and you're having an issue, wait and see if there's a fix that can be found. There's a lot of smart people out there that are getting these things.
Start searching YouTube, and I'm sure there'll be like how-to videos.
Yeah, and just monitor those boards because there's going to be something.
It is sad because I associate Takara stuff with a little bit more quality than Hasbro.
Exactly.
And I'm sad that God Bomber is reportedly so loose. And
I mean, I've seen somebody posted a picture of them fixing it with like these metal clips that you put on the back of the legs. Now, that's not something I would want to do, but if it keeps it standing, I mean, honestly, I'm not going to have this thing kind of displayed as a centerpiece of my living room table. So I'd have it at the back of a shelf because it's huge. It would hide the legs and it would keep it standing. And honestly, the worst thing that I can ever think about when I come down and go into my room here is I come down and I find half my frickin' collection on the floor because one big figure fell down and behind a mess of little ones and knocked everything over, right?
That's an expensive set of dominoes.
Exactly. So if you can kind of fix it so that you know that the thing is going to be stable, then yeah, it sucks. But if that's the one thing you got to do, then
the fix is super glue.
Just don't transform it anymore.
You what's a good fix for? I've used this. I don't know if you guys have tried it. For super loose joints, you use fingernail polish, and then so
and just make it a little thicker.
Yeah.
But moving on, I want to go to the other leaders that they showed off because they're last night figures. And one of them's a Caliber Optimus Prime figure. It's nice, I guess, if you're looking for leader class Optimus from the new movie. Very nice paint job on him. And he's got a massive shield, which looks cool. He seems to have an axe and a big-ass sword. The paint job on him, like I said, is pretty kick-ass. We don't really have him in alt mode here, but I assume he turns into a big-ass truck. Yeah, he looks cool. But again, movie toys. The other one, though, is the highly anticipated leader class Megatron from last night. And the jet mode looks pretty kick-ass. You don't really get a good shot of his face, but from what I understand, the official images have been released of this, and we should be able to get a good picture of that at some point here.
I have seen a close-up of the head, and the gimmick apparently
is hysterical.
Yeah, it flips in, like you get the kind of scary-looking face, and then a more normal-looking face.
Yeah, it's like a say cheese face. It's quite funny. Say cheese. The one thing I don't honestly like about it is that it looks like the entire front fuselage of the jet comes off and becomes the shield that he's holding in his hand. Now that's a big parts form for this guy. That's not something I was hoping for, or I don't really like that in this kind of figure. I do really like the jet mode. It looks pretty awesome. So, I mean, I'm going to take a look at it. A lot of people on a lot of message boards, Facebook, Reddit, TFW, they're going nuts looking for this thing. It's not out yet.
I was going to say, is it even out? I don't think it's out.
I think the Voyager has just started making its rounds. So, yeah, and it's a different thing, but that's still pretty popular too. Now, on to the more highly anticipated and more popular images from this set. We got a look at Masterpiece movie Bumblebee, which is kind of cool. It's definitely different than the quote unquote Masterpiece Bumblebees we've gotten before, but it's neat. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a huge movie guy, but it definitely seems to be an amalgamation of the first two movies, maybe more so the first, but I don't know. I like it. It looks good. The big one though, the big one that they showed off was, and this will be more touched on in Jeremy's topics, was Sunstreaker. They showed off Sunstreaker in like production test shot plastic. So it looks really good. It looks almost done basically, but I'll let Jeremy kind of take it when he gets to that.
Tease.
Yeah. There was one other thing there, but again, Jeremy's got it in his in this thing too. But it's I don't know. I liked this. The Tokyo Toy Show really had a lot of really cool stuff. Another thing that they had there that everyone was kind of hoping to see was the Toy Show exclusive Black Convoy, and it was we got some pictures of it here, and it looked pretty awesome. I have to say, I'm most of the I think almost everything on it is painted. I don't see any stickers. Even the big frickin' like tanker on the back is all paint. It's not a sticker, which is awesome.
I love the pink with the black.
Yeah.
And it's got the teal too. I mean, I've always loved the colors on this thing.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think this is probably the best use of this mold.
Mm-hmm. And just forget about the plain mold or the plain mode.
Oh, you have to, yeah. Right.
Although the base mode does look pretty badass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I gotta admit, usually when they say Nemesis Prime or Convoy, Black Convoy, I don't get too excited about it, but this does look really good. That black and the bright red and blue against it is amazing.
It does. So I'm really hoping that at some point we get something similar to this over here. I know that some of the sites are actually able to get this. So, if I can get it for a good price, I'll pick it up. If I see it at a convention, maybe. But, I mean, I'm not going to go crazy trying to find it.
You might be crazy when you find the price.
Yeah, and that's the thing is these exclusives for new toys and stuff like that. I'm not too fond of it. The last thing that I did want to mention though is there was a I want to say a conference call kind of thing with Hasbro and their brand team.
It was a Google Hangout.
Oh, Google Hangout. Okay, cool.
We weren't invited.
No, they were too cool for them, and it really didn't seem to last very long. But a couple questions were asked. One of them really stuck out, and Bolt Matrix on Twitter, he kind of highlighted one of the really interesting points on the conversation that somebody asked from TFW asked, is there anything planned past what we've seen today, meaning the toy show, for the Last Nights line? And their answer was, what you've seen today is the end of the Last Night line proper. But Movieverse figures will not end there. There's another movie coming next year, so we'll be fading into other movie-focused lines after this. So the Last Night stuff is quite small. I think we're getting, like, literally, I think we're at 2 waves of stuff. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah.
The next movie is the Bumblebee movie, so be prepared for waves and waves of Bumblebee.
Just bumblebees, reds and blues and whites. All kinds of bumblebees as he travels the world and changes his color.
Does that make it a hive? Because there's so many bumblebees.
Yes, well, that's what Josh Perez calls his collection.
Yeah. I can't wait for the Queen Bee figure.
So who's the queen? That'd be me. No, I'm joking.
In the chat, Chad is saying that he thinks there's 3 waves.
Okay.
Yeah, Hot Rod's in Wave 3, I believe. So.
Okay. That's still pretty small.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah,
but it is nice that they're going to be able to build a continuity. Just it'll go into the next line. There won't be this dearth of movie figures, and it'll hopefully help them keep things separate between the movie line and the collector line, and they can both keep going as they are.
Back in the past, like the movie lines they overflow the shelves. People don't get them, and then you don't get anything new because the movie figures are still out there. So yeah. I think this is smart. Someone's done their research. So.
Yeah, it's got to be better from the store perspective.
Yeah.
You know, they will more consistently know what to order rather than the Transformers section getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah. I think one of the other things is we've seen that Titan's Return line, even though, I mean, on previous podcasts, we've mentioned that it seems like it might be getting, pushed aside by the movie line, but with the movie line kind of coming in, doing its thing, and then getting out, the Titan's Return stuff may actually be able to kind of weather the movie line storm and actually be around after the movie line stuff is done. And I mean, we're still looking towards the future. We don't know what the hell are they calling it? The Power of the Primes or bullshit like that. I don't know what they're calling it, but whatever's coming next.
They're calling it bullshit like that. Yes.
Right.
Show title.
Power of the Primes is the correct title.
Right. So Power of the Primes is coming after Titan's Return, and whatever comes after Titan's Return when they do that it will have when does that start? They still seem to be cranking out Titan's Return figures, and I love it. I'm loving this line, and I can't wait to see what they're going to come up with next, because as long as it's not movie line, I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, I mean it's not really much of a lot of discussion topics there, unfortunately, guys, but that's what I brought to the table this week.
So does that mean it's my turn? Okay, so I decided to do the article of the Legends Sixshot, Broadside, Misfire, and Doublecross, because they have the official images up of this Legends line. And Sixshot does have a new head, mostly what we were just talking about, at the helmet design from Headmasters. And he also has this Titan Master painted as a miniature version to himself. How arrogant is that? But I love myself. I'm going to make a mini-me of me. So, Doublecross and Misfire dropped their weapons from the Hasbro release in favor for the Target Masters. In Doublecross's case, he comes with Haywire, who is Blur's Target partner, and you can see some differences in the paint there. In Doublecross's paint, it's a new deco. Includes the Headmaster being painted as Battle Beast with Lion. So, and of course we got Broadside. It seems like we've been talking a lot about Broadside. They dropped the translucent blue plastic for gray, which I'm kind of upset about because I really like the blue. But he also has a Headmaster to resemble himself in robot mode. So I wanted to talk about these because I think actually Sixshot for a Legends figure looks absolutely adorable. So I think he's got some good paint schemes on there, and yeah, I'm looking forward to him. Are you guys a fan of the Legends figures at any?
Yeah, I prefer the paint job that Takara gives over the Hasbro.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I totally agree.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's a good idea to wait for the Legends version if you're thinking about a toy these days, because they do a much better job, but it is a little bit expensive to import.
I know, that's what sucks. I'm like, these look so pretty. I mean, that Crossfire, our Doublecross, looks really good too.
I'm not up on Battle Beasts and stuff, but the fact that you could get a Titan Master with like a lion face that has an eye patch, that just like calls out to me like I need it.
That honestly, I was going to mention that's amazing. That's actually a thing.
You can get that level of detail in such a small figure.
Well, not even that, but I'm not a huge Battle Beast fan, but I knew, I recognized going through these pictures. This is the first time I flipped through these pictures, and I'm going down with as Nicole is saying this, and I see the Titan Master, and I'm like, that looks like that fucking Battle Beast guy, and I can't think of his name, and then you said it, and I'm like, holy shit, they made a fucking Titan Master out of him. That's awesome. That is really awesome. I love it.
He's really adorable, isn't he?
It is. It's great.
Colors are amazing on it.
Oh man, Takara Tomy just amazes me how they paint.
They have a lot of little tiny brushes and people that just have steady hands.
They're called children.
I was thinking more robots, but yeah.
The Sixshot is really good too. They've changed because on the North American one, he has the Japanese word for Sixshot or something like that, or gun or something revolver on his forehead, which is completely gone here, and he's got some kind of just like a emblem, a dot or something like that emblazoned on his forehead. But yeah, the face is completely different. It's pretty awesome. Yeah,
I really like it. That Sixshot to me is beautiful.
But how sad is it that Takara also has to promote the submarine mode over the gun mode? It just they're flipping it upside down, just like Hasbro, even though we know that it's supposed to be the gun mode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's your imagination. You can make it whatever you want to. Put some umbrellas on that, and it could be a cabana. There you go. If you really wanted it.
Where was it? Was it at Toy Fair this February where was it someone from TFW who asked John Warden,
it was someone
the toy designer?
From RFC, I think.
Okay, they asked John Warden as he was showing off the Sixshot in submarine mode, could you just turn it upside down, hold it upside down? And he's like, no. Said no.
Nice try. Oh my gosh, that would have been awesome.
Someone needs to make a clear stand where it'll only hold it in that one mode, upside down.
Yeah, there's a third party idea. So.
The Misfire. I mean, we can talk about that for a second. This is the top spin mold, and I mean, if somebody handed you both of those figures and said, "Guess what? These are basically the same figure," you'd probably not think they were. You'd think they were lying. But man, that thing looks so different.
It looks great. I love that color.
I'm pretty impressed with it. I can't wait to get my hands on one of those.
That's going to be one of the hardest to photograph figures just because of the color.
That bright
Probably,
pink.
Yeah.
Well, there's hardly any pink Transformers.
Yeah.
But I love that color. That's just a gorgeous color. Love it. Yeah, and so there's also Generations Orion packs. The scans revealed a new branding. The branding is called the Transformers Tribute. What is Transformers Tribute? Is it a new line? We don't know yet.
Transformers Hunger Games.
Yeah. So, tribute. Oh yeah, that is tribute. I'm like, where have I heard tribute before? I just watched Pirates and they did tribute there too. So pay tribute to Johnny Depp, I guess. So they're saying that there'll probably be more information on this tribute line probably at San Diego Comic-Con because it's just right around the corner. So they'll have this toy of Orion packs officially unveiled. Probably there, most likely. So do you guys have any idea what this Transformers tribute? Have you guys heard any word or have any ideas of what it might be?
I mean, this is the first we've heard of it.
Yeah, I think this is the suggestion here in the article that it might be for the HasCon exclusives. I think that probably makes sense. I think all of their brands will probably have something tribute.
But you guys talked about the Orion packs. What was it, last week? Or the week before?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, and there was some pictures of it, possibly, who knows, that you guys talked about last week. So, I mean...
Yeah, so, I mean, I think this is following the... Well, was it an e-hobby release where they took Generation 1 Cup and repainted it as Orion packs?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a similar idea where they're taking the Titans Return Cup and giving it a new head and repainting it as Orion packs.
Yeah, I think it works great. So that's our Legends news.
All right.
Because I like Legends stuff. That's what I could afford right now.
All right, Jeremy, you're up next.
Well, I have some Masterpiece news, and this one has got to make Dinobot Maximize extremely happy. We have some CGI renders of the upcoming Masterpiece Dinobot figure for the Beast Wars line, and it's just a few images here, but just like some of the other Masterpiece Beast Wars figures, it looks like they just took the CGI models from the show and made them into toys.
I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, this looks great. The sword is that weird spinning. It probably doesn't spin, but it's got the same look that it did in the show. And I'm curious as to what the actual size of it's going to be. What's the scale with the other figures, and just how the transformation is going to work.
I don't know. I think it might spin. If you look on his hand, it looks like it's got a knob. I don't know. Maybe you can make it spin.
The outside of the tail that opens up, that part spins. But in his other hand, he has
I see what you're saying.
Sword. I don't think that'll spin. That's too thin.
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
The next thing I have is they're re-releasing MP10 for some reason. So this Masterpiece Optimus Prime just keeps coming out. This is... I can't tell anything special about this particular version. It's not year of the whatever. It's just stock MP10 with the trailer, all the same accessories. It's just got the new packaging. Daryl, am I missing anything here?
Nope.
I hope it's not missing the spike.
Do you think it's because it's a movie year and they want to put this on the shelves for a movie year because there might be some new fans coming in that will love Optimus?
Yeah, it could be people coming in saying, hey, you got those Transformers? Oh, hey, look, it's the real Optimus Prime.
Yeah. So.
Remember, we're also going to have a movie Masterpiece Optimus as well. That's going to hit the North American and the Asian markets around the same time.
Right.
But yeah, from what I can tell, I mean, the listing on the article is kind of throwing you for a loop. It says it's a new Toys R Us exclusive, but it's the same old figure.
But this re-release might be
it's a different package here.
Yeah,
it's more in line with the current way that the packaging looks, but I would assume it comes with everything that the old one did.
All right. The next thing I have is Masterpiece MP12 Plus Sideswipe, and this is a re-release of Masterpiece Sideswipe with more animation accurate colors and a new animation accurate head. So if you missed out on this, Sideswipe the first time, it's your chance to pick it up. And it is nice because we're getting Sunstreaker. So if you want to have two Lamborghini Transformers, now's your chance.
You got to have the brothers,
right? So I don't think there's
Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else to say about this one. It's just another re-release of Sideswipe, but with a different head.
Mm-hmm.
And then the big one is we have some official pictures of Masterpiece Sunstreaker. He does get some nice poses in. He's, very articulated. I still don't like that backpack. I know in our Discord chat today, people have been going back and forth about it. Like, if you display your figures facing front, the backpack's not a big deal. I like to have mine kind of angled at times. And, he's got a pretty big backpack. But, other than that, I think he's really nice. They do have a fake chest because apparently Lamborghini is strict on the lines and like how things can break. So they had to do some fakery to get, some compliance with the Lamborghini requirements. But I think all in all, they've done a pretty good job here. And then you get the chip chase, which, if you're going to buy a toy, you just really want a kid in a wheelchair.
I don't know. I think he's kind of cute.
Yeah, I would love to get the chip chase just because, we're getting these small figures of all the humans from the original series, and he's one that you wouldn't really expect to get a figure of. Daryl, what are your thoughts now that you're seeing all these other pictures with like all the doors open and everything? And
the one thing here that I hadn't seen before, and I really like that they did it, is they put they put his small gun inside his leg, so it's like a storage compartment that you can reach for. I like that. That looks really cool. The backpack is large. You can see it when he's down doing like the sniper pose which, first of all, being able to pull off a sniper pose is hard to do.
Especially with the leg kind of off to the side like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, kudos, because that's difficult. But it really this picture gives you a really good look at the size of that backpack. And it's big. That being said, the articulation is really awesome. I like it. I've yet to see, because of what you mentioned, how Lamborghini is very particular. They didn't want the hood being split down the front. Well, I'm interested to find out where the hood went.
Yeah.
It might have been taken around the back of the leg, but
I think that might be. Also, look at pictures 12 and 13 on this article. You get a stock Lamborghini look with picture 13 where like the Sideswipe's engine pieces kind of fold under because that's not a stock Lamborghini part.
Well, they take them off. I believe if it's a piece that they can take off.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they fold under. Yeah, I believe it's something that's removable. Oh. But one thing that you didn't mention is that it does seem to come with two different sets of spoilers.
Yeah, that's what
one is chrome, and that's the one that everyone was kind of screaming about when the first images came out, is like, hey, guess what? We want a chrome spoiler because it's Sunstreaker and he had a chrome spoiler. So you seem to have that, plus you do also get the yellow spoiler, which we had seen before, which is pretty cool. I mean, I like it. It looks good. And I mean, I still like my Bad Cube one better, but it may be on the fact that I already own the Bad Cube one and I don't really want to have to buy another one. Yeah. But I mean, the fact that the door is open in the traditional Lamborghini scissor way, the hood opens, it's already got the built-in spoiler split with the gun, coming up. It's already got that built in. The one thing that I have, I would want to see is the last two masterpieces that I've gotten, especially on, and I talked about it on the show, is Inferno. Is his tires were absolutely shit. And I'm not pulling a Yoshi. I wish they were rubber or anything like that. I just, over the last few years, the tires that they've made for Masterpiece figures have gotten worse. And I would hope that these ones are better and not like big hollow pieces of plastic that just look nice on the outside. But all in all, I do like the way that this looks. It looks very nice. The color's really good. It may actually be a little on the orange side as far as the G1 Sideswipe, but they're not, or Sideswipe, Sunstreaker, but they're going for the animation color scheme, so I'm sure they did it right. So
I'm sure they're going to re-release another one with the toy accurate head and toy accurate colors,
like they just did with his brother. So
yeah.
I could tell you this has sold me for one reason alone. I am getting mine because of that face hugger. That face hugger is amazing.
from the one episode,
where they go to Hollywood, that little alien face hugger has basically sold me.
Yeah. So I mean, you've got, and a lot of people were questioning the $119 price point on these guys, and saying, you know what, it might be a placeholder or something like that. We're seeing a lot of add-ons for this guy. So I mean, he's got two guns now. Yeah, it's not a big deal, but he's got Chip Chase, which is a figure and an accessory if you count the wheelchair. He's got the face hugger. These are all tiny little things, but they add up, And if you want to count it, it shouldn't count, but it probably does. The engine is probably going to count as an accessory because it is a clip-on. From what I can gather, it does appear to be something that, you can remove.
And plus, you have to add in licensing with Lamborghini.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but there's licensing on all of them.
Well, yeah, but you can also tell a lot of engineering went into this. I mean, we knew it was going to have to be different than Sideswipe, but just because the transformations were different. Mm-hmm. But I mean, this with, like you said, the sniper pose, all these different poses you can get them in. They've done a ton of work on this guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all I got this week. So what do you got, Charles?
All right. Well, I'm rounded up the toy section with some last night figures, more last night information. So first is Cogman. So we've talked a little bit about this new character that's apparently appearing in the new movie. And now we got information that the Cogman toy is a Titan Master. And this is surprising since we've never, we haven't been expecting Titan Masters to be in anything except the Generations line. So I wonder if this is actually going to translate in the movie as well, that they're going to see a little, human-sized robot in the movie, and then he'll transform into the head of a larger robot. So I guess Headmasters are coming to the Transformers live-action movies.
Well, I mean, particularly the way that he interacts with Nitro, I think that would play in with the aesthetic of the movie and how violent they are. Because Nitro's head is removable with a Titan Master port, but the head doesn't transform.
Ah.
So, I mean, if you think back to how, Sovereign took over Alpha Trion's body in the comics, in Titan's Return comics, just basically ripping off Alpha Trion's head, and then he was taking over the body, Cogman might do the same thing.
All right. So Cogman is like the Headmaster villain in Transformers Animated. He just takes over Transformer bodies.
Yeah, and that kind of also goes into some of the trailers we've seen where Cogman isn't that much bigger than the humans.
Mm-hmm. It's true. My comment would be, can we get some goddamn color?
Yeah. I was thinking if I could high-five you right now, I would.
There's what the hell here? Everything's grayscale. I like the fact that they're using a really cool car. The Aston Martin is pretty kick-ass, but yeah, it's like, Jesus freaking Christ! They got everything's so bland. I don't know. Prime is colorful. I believe from what I've seen, Hot Rod is colorful, but everything else is just blah.
Hot Rod's black with orange trim. All right, well, that's my toy topic. So let's finish up the toy section and move on to some rapid fire.
Absolutely, positively, definitely. Nobody can get the job done faster than I can. Nobody.
All right, so quickly, I am going to go through the June Repro Labels and Toy Hacks update. The information came out this week, and they have a new 1 cent deal on Titan's Return Kickback. So if you have a kickback and you want to label him up, you can get the labels for a penny. So, check that out if you are interested in that. Other Titan's Return figures that they have done, labels for Perceptor, Topspin, Quake, Cup, and Croc. The Topspin labels look amazing. So take a look at that. They also did a set for the Unite Warriors version of Computron. So the Combiner Wars set. Yeah, full set of that. And the last mainline figure that they did, Masterpiece Thrust, is looking pretty sexy in his new labels. A couple third-party figures that they did. Fans Hobby Arch Enemy, which is the RID Scourge mold. Looks pretty badass. They did Mastermind Creations Jagertron, which is the RID/IDW Lockdown, a kind of amalgamation there. Looks pretty kick-ass. And lastly, they did Generation Toy J4ZZ, and that is their Jazz. And they look, everything here looks awesome. I am really looking forward to seeing Ripple labels at TFCon. I generally spend a good amount of money at their booth. So that's rapid fire, and we're done with that.
All right, let's continue the fun with some trips to the store. This is where we show off all the cool Transformer stuff we got this week. We do this as a YouTube video, and we'll show you all our stuff in living color and HD. But we also will put the audio right here in the show and describe our lovely toys to you in excruciating detail. So without further ado, trips to the store. All right, let's start off with talking some toys. I'm going to change the order up a little bit. Jeremy, why don't you start us off?
This is the last of the subscription service figures from FunPub. This is Counterpunch, which is based off of the, who did we say it was? Wheeljack, Titan's Return mold. I've transformed it a couple times. I'm keeping it in car mode right now. I really hate the back end, the legs. They were really hard to kind of get back into place, and the colors on this thing are great. The paint job is nice and sharp. You can see the wheels have a little bit of color to them too. I mean, it's just a Titans Return figure, but I'm not a fan of the transforming, like what you have to do to transform it. So it's in the last mode that I transformed them into. So
I like the colors.
yeah, I mean the colors, like most of the Fun Pub stuff, the colors are great. And if you can see a little bit of the robot mode has some purples and greens. So that is it for the, Fun Pub era of Transformers.
All right, Nicole, let's go to you next.
Well, I got a couple things. I got a bragging right. First of all, I'm one of the very few people that probably still plays Angry Birds Transformers. But I am proud to announce that I'm an owner of the new character Scorponok, and I've upgraded him completely. Woo! I know you guys are all jealous of that, but Scorponok is actually awesome in the game.
We're just still amazed that they're actually still updating the game.
And then the last thing I bought, oh my gosh, is this little guy. I don't know if you guys can see him. I got a little Gnaw.
Yay!
You guys got Gnaw.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's like,
I think everyone's got him, don't we?
Yeah. Little guy, this guy is adorable, and I love him. I keep him in robot mode because, of course, that's the best mode. But my problem is his stupid tail never stays where it's supposed to.
There's a way to do that.
And I've looked on stuff, but
there's a way it clicks in that spot.
I know, and I've tried it, and it'll stay clicked in, and then I'll set it down, and be like, pops out. So I've got to work on him, but. You know what? It's been such a long time since I've got a Transformer that I actually opened up, so I'm very proud that I actually played with this guy.
Since you showed Gnaw, we literally did jump the shark.
The Sharkticon. We jumped the Sharkticon. No, I want to get
to the shark.
Yeah, I want to get a whole army of these guys.
Yeah.
He's just so cute. Look at that. Look how cute.
I just like having him grab onto something with his teeth.
Oh, I know. You could put so many different things. You could put pencils in there. Your dog's tail. Then the dogs were not happy. I don't have a cat, but I'm pretty sure the cats would appreciate it too. So yeah, that was my big purchase, and I'm more excited that I got another character in Green Bird because I'm a dork like that. But so thank you for letting me, brag.
Next time you talk to Yoshi, ask him about his Sharkticon saga. That was good fun on Transmissions.
Tale of woe. I like it when Yoshi suffers. Sorry.
All right, well, let's move on from that. Daryl, you go next.
I got a super controversial comic this week.
How dare you, sir?
I know, and it was cool. And I got the Sarah Peter DeRoche cover because they are awesome. This is pretty good. Really controversial. We may talk about it in the alt mode, but maybe not.
There's a high probability, maybe.
I did get some toys, as I should. I found this guy at Walmart. He's pretty kick-ass. This is Sixshot. Titans Return Sixshot.
He's pretty. I love Sixshot.
He is nice. He's got the dorky North American Hasbro head. Whatever. That's cool. I'm liking these guys. They're fun. I'll probably repro label him up. He's got some areas on him that definitely are looking like bare. So yeah, I'll get some stickers for him. I've been working on some deals online to get some parts that I've been having a hard time finding. So I have now completed, and it really was only one part, my G1 8-face. So I needed the shield, and it was pretty hard to find, and it was kind of expensive. But yeah, he is now done, 100% complete, and he's pretty awesome. 8-face. He's got some backpack going on.
Baby got backpack.
Yeah. So yeah, he has a hard time standing, but that's 8-face for you. The other one here.
That's where the blue tape comes.
The other one I have is another G1 Headmaster that I needed the head for as well as the gun. This is Skull Cruncher or Skull Crash, whatever he was called.
He's that's G1. He's Skull Cruncher.
Yeah. The naming convention, changing them up so similarly confuses me. So the head is Grax, I think, and I needed him, and I needed the little white gun, and it wasn't really worth showing off before because I needed so much stuff that meant so much, really. So yeah, now that he's complete, I've got him, and yeah, he's done. He's awesome. I like him. Really tight joints on him. He's a little discolored. I don't know whether you can't really tell. The pink on him is kind of dark, but on the inside where it really wouldn't have been shown, like or exposed to light, it's a lot lighter. So yeah, it's interesting how that would have discolored. And lastly, I picked this guy up from Comic-Con, and he was pretty cheap. He's got no weapons, so well, I can't say no weapons. He's missing the swords and the missiles, but this is Optimus Primal. This is the original one.
Yeah,
and
you've checked the back storage area for the swords too.
The back storage area is empty.
Okay.
So he's got that. There are no missiles.
How does he stand?
On his feet.
I have the Rodimus Primal version of that mold. And yeah, he's pretty fun.
Yeah. He does have his mace, though, which is kind of cool. So, yeah, it's pretty neat. But I do need to get the missiles and the swords. So.
Does it have the mutant head on it?
Yes.
It does?
It does. So
stupid gimmick.
He's cool, though. Yeah. It's funny, because at the comic book store, you'll see a whole bunch of people bringing in the big Megatron T-Rex. You'll see that so often, but you won't see very many of these, so... And if you do see them, they're missing like the front piece here, or they're missing one of these little things, and they're never complete. And obviously, this still isn't complete, but it's more complete than most of them. So,
and technically, the shoulder pads are supposed to pop up a little bit.
Okay, whatever. I'll mess around with it later. But
I don't know if the Masterpiece does. I don't know if that one did.
He's cool, though. I haven't transformed him into gorilla mode yet. I probably won't, because he looks better like this. But that's all I got.
All right.
Charles, it's your turn.
All right. I am bringing up the rear this week. Start off, I also have a controversial comic, To Lawler 1, issue number 10.
We should discuss that.
Sarah Peter Durocher cover. If only we had a show to discuss comics and media. Maybe we do. All right. And I have Brawn riding Brawn.
I've heard so many good things about this little guy.
So I got the Legends Brawn, and I've got the Titan Master Brawn too.
Cool.
And he rides inside. He's a good figure.
Cool.
So very simple transformation. He's got a little shield too. I don't know what... Brawn's a tough guy, though. Why does he need a shield?
To bash people on the head with.
It's an Captain America fan.
But his transformation's not too complex. Legs and arms out, and that's it.
Does he have real hands or hook hands?
He has peg hands. But he has wrist mounts for his shield. So his shield goes on his wrist.
It's a good looking figure.
I've only heard good things about it, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In truck mode, his legs don't quite peg in all the way, like the back legs, but it still looks good. And he's got the space for the Titan Master to ride him on the back, so that's nice.
I like that they're doing that with the Legends toys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's no Cosmos, but he's cool.
But who is, really?
All right, that's my toy. That's Trips to the Store. All right, we're back from our trips to the store. Let's move on to convention news.
In convention news this week, we have news that SideFest Northwest registration is now live. I believe this came to us from Yoshi, who posted about it because he's in the area of the country where it's held. This is going to be in Kent, Washington, August 19th. And you can register as an attendee or a dealer. So if you're in that area in the Pacific Northwest, check it out.
Oh, that'd be
and
fun.
That is all of the convention news we have for this show. There's lots of comic-related convention news, so check out Alt Mode.
All right. Well, let's come to the end of the show with some feedback. All right. I will take over feedback in Yoshi's absence. We'll start off with an iTunes review, or should I call this an Apple Podcast review? Can I not call it an iTunes review anymore?
You can call it whatever you want. As long as the link on the site says Apple Podcast, they're happy.
Well, this comes to us from Canada, and this is from our friend of the show, Ellie. So after we read her letter a couple of weeks ago, and now she left a positive iTunes review for us. She left a 5-star review. Her review title is Absolutely Amazing. This podcast is informative, entertaining, and just an overall treat to listen to. From toy news to comic news, if you're a fan of Transformers, this podcast is a must listen. The 4 hosts have an amazing dynamic with each other that makes for a great listen every time. I'm so glad I learned about this podcast. I look forward to listening to it every week.
Thank you.
Ellie,
Awesome.
You're awesome.
Ellie is awesome. I really like that name. That's a cool name.
All right. Thank you so much. That's the 3rd week in a row we've gotten positive feedback from Ellie. Thank you.
And we might have some feedback from her in alt mode too.
Nice.
Oh, really? Okay. I didn't even know about that. All right. All right. We also have some feedback from the website on episode 227. That was last week's episode because we're in episode 228. There you go. This comes to us from Dinobot Maximize. And Dinobot is going to agree with Daryl about Sun Surge. So Dinobot also has Sun Surge and really likes him. And he loves the fact that you can put die-cast rims on him as well. His only real complaint about Sun Surge is the Chip Chase figure, and that you have to put them together like a Lego figure. But it's nothing wrong with that, but it falls apart. So he still says that he might pick up the Masterpiece version. So he just has to have that MP version. So Sun Surge and MP Sunstreaker. There you go. All right. He also says that on his trip up north, went to the Mall of America. While he was at the Build-A-Bear workshop getting some bears for his kids, he saw another family getting the Transformers live-action movie Transformers bears. He got to mess with them. The kids were getting them. He said they look pretty good. I still think those faces are the stuff of nightmares. But
have you seen
the
those,
rest
Nicole?
of the bears?
Yes, I have. I think this is going to be the new Chucky movie. Come on. I mean, if you really like your kids sleeping in the same bed with you, give them one of these toys.
Think of a kid waking up in the middle of the night and seeing that face.
That's what I'm saying. It's stuff of voodoo, man. I mean, if Prime wasn't bad enough, Bumblebee looked like something was built inside of him that needs to come out. You know? Hey, those kids enjoy him. Kudos.
Well, the other thing is Dinobot did a little bit of advertising for the podcast. He told the kids and their parents about Transmissions and about his YouTube channel and got them to hopefully take a listen. So that's awesome.
Hopefully the parents listen to the podcast before the kids.
Yeah, so this might not be appropriate for children. Well, maybe this time is okay, but whenever Yoshi's on, it's probably not appropriate for children. Thanks, Dinobot. And it's cool that you were able to find some new Transformers fans while you were traveling and let them know about the show. We appreciate that, and hopefully they'll watch your YouTube channel as well. All right, well, that's all for feedback, and that's the end of the show. So, again, we want to thank the lovely Nicole for joining us this week.
Well, thank you for having me. I apologize for making mature content.
Oh, someone had
never stopped us before. So, Nicole, on the internet, where can people find you if they want to track you down or accidentally stalk you?
If you want to accidentally stalk me, don't accidentally stalk me. Just stalk me anyways, you know. I like people for the most part. If you just Google BeatlesDiva, Beatles like the band, not the bug, that's me. You'll find me. Or if you're on a Transformers forum or anything Transformers related, I usually go by the forum name Hailstorm. So, yeah, that's me. I'm on so many places. It's either one of those two names. You'll find me. So.
All right. All right, well, that'll do it for this week's show. Thanks, everyone, for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Aloha.
Bye, everybody.
Later.
Thanks for listening to Transmissions. Remember, you can help support the show by donating to us directly via Patreon or PayPal. Once you become a donor, you will receive access to donor-only goodies, like donor-only contests, listening to us record Transmissions live, and getting Transmissions swag at 20% off. You can find links for this at transmissionspodcast.com/support. Subscribing to us on Stitcher, iTunes, and Google Play is also a great way to support us here at Transmissions. Every subscription we get helps us get better noticed on those services. Leaving us a comment and 5-star review doesn't hurt either. Be sure to come chat with us on Discord. You will find a link for Discord at transmissionspodcast.com/discord. And of course, you can always send us an email at feedback@transmissionspodcast.com. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you again next week.
No, I don't do racial slurs.
Yeah, she said slurs are okay because I'm not a native Wisconsinite, so I don't care.
I don't know what was going on there. That was crazy. Well, you got some outtakes there for you. Good luck with that, Mike.
I think all of their brands will probably have something tribute, except for G.I. Joe because they suck.
Why are you starting shit, Jeremy? Why?
I just like how excited you got when you were talking about Masterpiece Thrust. Jeez.
I like thrust.
You tell that to your boyfriend?
It's like Yoshi's still here with us somehow.
That's true.
He's possessing me. Get off of me, Yoshi.
Whoa, hey.
Yeah, I too cannot wait until TFCon and I can actually go to the Repro Labels table.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about Thrust again.
No. No.
Jeremy, too, cannot wait to have Masterpiece thrust upon him.
All right. I have to run downstairs and get mine out of the fridge.
Okay.
Please tell me he didn't get the Nemesis Maximus. Please tell me he did not get Nemesis Maximus. Do not Google that, anyone.
Oh boy. Okay. So I have to Google it now.
It's a dildo.
I woke up, the Skype call was ended, everyone was gone. I was like, oh.
Oh, look at that look. You're getting the look. If I didn't know better, I thought you two would be married. He was like, yeah.
The next thing I have. So yesterday.
Multiple things?
I have
multiple things?
I have multiple things, and none is a comic this week. So.
Check it out. It might freeze it over.
Yeah, so I live in Madison, Wisconsin, and Wisconsin is known as the dairy capital of the U.S. We were at this event that was held near the big farmers market here called Cows on the Concourse. And
of course it was.
And they had cows that my kid was able to see, but they also had these booths with different vendors like Cold Stone Creamery selling ice cream, and they had a group that was selling grilled cheese sandwiches. And so but then this other company called what are they called? Just Cow Candy. And we've talked about them on the show before. They were selling this flavored cheese.
Are you serious?
You see why we were talking about it before. So they were selling this. It's not available in stores yet, but you can order it online from cowcandy.com. But they have, I can't remember what flavor it was, but one of them was Little Pony branded. I don't know. I tried one that was honey flavored. It was pretty good. one that was grape flavored that was horrible. And this is fruit punch flavored, and I have not tried it yet. And I'm going to try it live on camera.
Live review, yay!
Oh my god!
I am happy that there's no artificial flavors or colors in this, which is great because I have issues with red dye, and this
So
is
it's
right out of the-
strawberry. It's strawberry.
Right out of the cow teat. It's red.
no. This has got the color comes from carmine and paprika. So
And
This might be the last transmissions. Jeremy
see.
dies on camera.
Wait. Are we gonna witness a snuff video? Really?
well, my kids already had one, so I know it's not poison. But he thought it was awful.
That's
and
good. That's good. Using your kid as the taste tester, the
Test
poison
it with the
tester.
kid.
That's good.
He begged for it, and he thought it was awful. And he eats the worst tasting stuff in the world. So
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. You don't know. I'm so excited for this.
Oh my god!
Wait.
does-
You guys smell it? What's the aroma?
yeah,
like?
it does smell like fruit punch, very strongly.
Oh
So-
my gosh! This is when Transmissions jumps the shark.
Does it taste like Optimus Prime?
Can you feel the power of the primes
Doesn't taste
coursing
good.
through you? All right, what is
I
it?
can taste a little bit of the pineapple-y. I don't know.
So you got a
but-
piece of bumblebee.
You know, when I think of mixing different flavors with cheese, the top of my list is fruit punch.
I know,
And
but
paprika. What?
it just. I guess it tastes like fruit punch. It's not really the best in the world, but I think I'm going to bring some up to TFCon.
Please get a fresh one.
Yeah, so I will. These are all individually wrapped, but
you may have to claim it at the border though. So
oh,
I'll make a call. Make sure you get pulled over.
well, I'll see if they can ship it up there, and I'll just order it.
Is
and
that
send it to you.
considered a weapon though?
No, I mean,
no,
it's not.
we don't
It's
have
not
red
too-
cheese though.
It's not too horrible, but it's obviously something for kids. Not
Finish the bar, Jeremy.
no.
Finish
I'm
the
not.
bar.
I'm not going to finish the bar, and
I
thankfully
think he's
I
trying to
have.
keep that one bite down still.
I have some water to wash it down.
Good thing you got a chaser.
So, anyway, the things I do for hits on YouTube.
Charles, I seem to remember you getting a trigger happy months ago.
Daryl, what? Why are you throwing me on the bus, Daryl?
It was upon my recommendation that you bought this trigger happy.
We're not talking about past trips to the store here.
But
we're
I want to
live
know.
in the now.
I just want to. You didn't. I don't think you've opened it, and I want to know if I want.
I
want to
don't
know
care
if
what you think, Daryl. I don't care what you think.
I just want to know if you've experienced the joy that is trigger happy.
No comment.
For some reason, I got muted again.
Take a hint. Just kidding.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with these 6 other sticks of Prime Punch cheese. 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 Cheese.